Hi there, it's Tracy here from the Papercraft studio. Thank you for joining me today. So I'm going to show you how to make my Impressions of Bloom fun fold card. So it's just a little fun kind of different opening there where it doesn't cover the whole front of the card. And I'm using, this is an online exclusive called Impressions of Bloom, as I said, and I really like this, and it's got some amazing designer series paper with it as well. So here's the stamp set, and I know we've had flowers before, lots of them, but I really like these sketchy ones as well. So you can either stamp them on their own or you can do it as a two-step. And then these dies, you get a whopping 25 dies in here, including these two big ovals. So one's got a little dotted detail and one hasn't, but you get leaves, flowers. You can cut the flowers just stamped. You can these will emboss the flowers at the same time, give a little detail. There's leaves, there's stems, so lots in here. I'll put all the details below to all of these products, as always, in my description bar, so that if you do want to buy these, and I'd be very grateful if you pop over to my online store and go to the online exclusive selection, but I will put the details below here. I recently had my launch party for the new catalogue, and I made up a sampler. I don't know how I'm gonna put this sideways, in of the beautiful papers, and just look, these are stunning. I made a little bag using this one, very cute. And then so this is, you know, the fronts and the backs of all of them, for $11.75. And then also I just wanted to show you this one. So this is one piece of designer series paper. It goes on a bit further actually to Timid Tiger and Strawberry Slush at this end, but I didn't have room. But that's one sheet of designer series paper with the ombre across. So it's so beautiful. Definitely would recommend getting this suite. One more thing I'm going to show you is the embossing folder. If you can see it under there. It's very pretty. Let's find something to put it on. Here we go. How gorgeous is that? And it's called Pressed Flowers Embossing Folder. It's a very delicate image that you get, and I've just done it on the back of, sorry, on the front of this one here. Anything else? So they're the they're the products that we've used. Let me show you the supplies you need. So you need a piece of thick basic white cardstock. And this measures, let me just check, I don't know if I actually wrote it down, 6 1/4 inches by 5 3/4, and I've gone ahead and scored it here at 4 inches. Okay, and then designer series paper, you need a piece here that measures 2 inches by 5 1/2 inches, and then it's just some scraps, basic white, granny apple green, garden green, strawberry slush, get your teeth in, which is a returning colour, one of our in colours for this year, and pretty in pink. Okay, so very simple to put it together. Like I say, I've scored this at 4 inches and then just pulled that over on the front. So this one's going to stick on here, and I actually did a couple of other samples for my class. I'll just show you quickly using other paper. One of them got a bit inky though. Yeah, so this is another of the papers on the back, and that's the B side. So, you know, you can change it up however you like. So let's go ahead and attach this just with some Tombow glue. And as always, there's a little border all the way around. And if you've got a pattern, make sure you're going up the right way. So by doing this measurement, you can get plenty of these out of one sheet of designer series paper, which is always my aim because this is for my class product. So this was a class product from May. Okay, so we need to cut these pieces here. So we're going to cut, let me show you on the dies actually which ones we're pulling out. So we are going to use the plainer of the two ovals, not the stitched one, this leaf, this stem, these two leaves, not that one, this flower, and these, which cuts two at the same time. I think that's all of them, so I'm going to put this to one side. So like I said, we've got some scraps here. So the oval, also actually we're going to cut a label. It's from, actually I've gone ahead and I've cut them. It's from Textured notes dies. It's actually these two here. So we've cut one in Strawberry Slush and in Basic White. But you get all these dies. There's another one here and actually another thin one along the top. They're really good dies. I'll pop those in the notes as well. Another online exclusive. Just for the label. So I've gone ahead and I've cut those. And in fact, I've managed to rip one of mine. But, you know, it will hide under here. So we'll put that bit under. But it's got this really sweet stitched detail. Right. Okay. So we're going to cut one of these on here. I'd be cutting a label if I needed that too. Pretty in Pink, the small flowers, the duo. This one for this leaf. Where did I put? Oh, it's gone up here. This on here, plus one of these. I'm hoping I'm going to fit all this on. Plus a little tip here, pop the leaf in here to cut it, and then you don't waste so much cardstock. Those ones on there. One more thing. Oh, Strawberry Slush on here. So I'm going to cut all these pieces and I'll be right back. So a pokey tool will be your friend here. I've got one of the really old ones, or I'll take your pick tool. So just start going through these little holes on the back to help you get your cardstock out of the dies. It's very cute. So I'm going to poke all these out and I will get back to you. The thing I would say with the leaves, just be a bit gentle when you do them because they've got this detail on them. They can, let me just release that bit. They can kind of tear when you pull them out, so you need to be just a bit gentle with them. Okay, so I'll do these and I'll come back to you. So we're going to emboss this layer now, and I've just popped it in the embossing folder here with a bit of blank detail up here. So I'm going to run this through this time on the cutting machine because it's not a 3D embossing folder. You just need 2 of these plates and the base. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Here we go. How pretty is that? Can you see? Gorgeous. Okay, so now it's just popping this all together. A bit of stamping on here. In the set there's a thanks, which I thought was quite cute, but obviously you can use some happy birthday from another set if that's what you want. In fact, in class we use, it's another online exclusive here, these really cute phrases here, blooming phrases they're called, and I used the celebrate one here, and actually you can put these little pieces along the edge here of these little strands. So maybe I'll use that one, but I'll show you how I just use that piece as I have it already mounted up on here. So let's just stamp that a second in Granny Apple Green ink. So even if you ink up the rest of the tail, it doesn't come out anyway, because you know, you're just going to have I'm just picking this here because I've got more filming to do, because you you know, it's just not going to fit. So I'm just going to ink that up there. You can see it will go to the end of that piece anyway. So handy stamps anyway, even if you don't want the kind of tail on them. Really pretty, lovely font. So again, I'll put the details below. So that's that one done. So let's attach this. Now I'm doing it with glue dots. No, I'm not. I'm doing it with dimensional, sorry. And in order to, you know, find the right place, you can kind of guess on this piece, but I'm actually going to put them on here. So with your dimensionals, if you put a little trio down the center here, we know that that's not going to go, you know, further up or down than that. And then just a couple more, just slightly further out. And then, you know, you don't have to worry about, you know, them putting it too far over on here. So backings off of here. I'm filming kind of early evening, so it's a little bit, I've still a little bit dull. I've still got to bring my lights out. So hopefully you can see all this okay. So I'm just going to kind of center this. Now, these are slightly, sort of deliberately misshapen. They're not quite exact all the way around. So you may feel that it's not quite straight, but it will be. Okay, so... and then I just went ahead, I used this tall one here for this flower. And before I did these flowers, I daubed them a little bit, I don't know if you can see here, with some strawberry slush ink. So let's do those, get them up the right way. So with our daubers, they come in a pack of 5, and they're really, really useful just to add little accents of colour to projects. I've got mine here, I've probably got enough strawberry slush on here from the classes, but I'll link them up anyway, because it's quite a dark, it's pink. I'm going to tap it and then tap it on there, get some excess off, and then come onto here and just literally dab it on, daub it on. Again on this one, flip that one over. And you can go a bit darker on this one because it's actually strawberry slush anyway. Gosh, I keep tripping over my words. Right, okay. Let's pop that to one side. It just gives a little bit of extra detail on them. So we're going to attach this one onto here first because it's a little bit fiddly. And all I'm doing is putting some glue on this little top bit here. Bring the card back in. Did I do it at a bit of an angle? Possibly slightly. Going over to one side like that. And then on this one, we'll stick the other 2 little flowers on as well. Again, just dots of glue on here. And then I had the slightly bigger one on this side, going a bit of an angle. And then this one, might do a bit more of an angle this time, to the left. Okay, so let's bring this in. And then I didn't actually fix the bases of these. I just put some glue on these bits at the top because it's just too fiddly. I mean, you can try if you want. Obviously, you know, it's your project, but it kind of gets fixed in place down here anyway. So, of course, you could put little, well, you could probably put a little bit there actually. There we go. Right, so this one on first also gives you something to hold on to and not get really sticky. So I had this almost at the bottom of the card, and just so it will just head over the top slightly. So this is all just waving in the breeze at the moment. And then this one, before you actually stick it, you can kind of, I just went over this stem here, but you can kind of just see where you quite like it. I might bring it down a little bit there. Stick those in place. I mean, really, it's up to you. You could have them further over that way if you want. And then this little garden green one is going to go over here. You can have it further across if you like, but I quite like just on there, I think. So again, flip it over and just put some dots. And bear in mind that these little cuts in the leaves, you know, the glue will come through if you put too much. So I'm just going to put little dots on here, and it will hold in place anyhow. So let's put that here, I think. So pretty. And you can see each one kind of comes out a bit differently anyway, because this one I've got much further over that way. So entirely up to you. So let's bring back in my greeting. And I'm going to hide this little bit where I've managed to pull it out of the die and pull that bit off. So you can either, you know, this one I've offset it like this. Others I've done a little kind of offset like that. Or you can snip it in the middle and have some coming out either end, which I think I did on one of these. Yeah, on this one, which has also got ink on it. So I'm going to do the same as on this one and just have it coming slightly under so that I hide that bit. So I can hide that bit. Sorry, I have spoken before, just not in a while. I haven't really seen anyone much today apart from Bo, so I can actually talk. Okay, so I'm just going to leave a small border to the right and to the base here of the strawberry slush. In fact, it's easier if you pick it up, just slide it. So I'm just really seeing, gosh, very slidey. It's going to pin in a minute where I don't want to do. I've just really had the little decorative little dashes along there showing, and then I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back just to prop it all up. I haven't filmed in a while because I had my big launch party recently for my ladies, and I was busy doing you know, display for that, making it a really fun day for them, having prize patrols and you know, a big raffle, looking at all the new products, having a nice lunch. So it's been really lovely, but I am a little bit behind with this. So I'm going to come up a little bit higher, pop that across there. And then with these two little leaves, we're just going to pop them in wherever you like, really. So they're just going to go at a bit of an angle. You see one bends one way and one bends the other. So just bear that in mind if you want them going a certain way. Oh, try and pick it up. So I'm just going to pop some little dots again of glue on here. Pop it in. Oops, it's quite a big one. Maybe I'll do that one coming out. Oh, is that bigger? I just want to see how I want them before I pin it in place. That's nice. Okay. So I'm just putting it near the bottom because just so I've got a bit of room to maneuver it, especially if it comes out the side a little bit. I quite like it like that. I don't know, but I can't get it how I want it today. Maybe it was a bit higher on that one. Anyway, you decide where you want it. I'm being far too indecisive and that looks too symmetrical there. They'll be fine. I'm sure whoever gets this card will love it. And then finally, we are using, again, this is an online exclusive.